Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got my little helper, Aiden. Say hi.
Hello.
And we're going to be replacing a window regulator on our 2004 H1 Hummer. So there's our 04 H1, and that door right there, rear passenger side door, is the one where the windows stopped working. The old regulator motor seems to be all that's wrong with it. You can get just the motor, but I went ahead and got the entire regulator. If we're going to be in there anyway, might as well replace it. It was about $300, give or take. I'll leave the link down in the description to the cheapest one I was able to find. If you like this type of content, there's tons of good content on the channel. Make sure to subscribe, and if you want to be notified of new videos as they get uploaded, hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button. Let's get started. You ready, Aiden?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we've got our vice grips here. I clamped onto the top part of this rail, the window regulator, to hold the window up. That way it doesn't fall down. The regulator motor is right here. We've got two cross braces, this one and this one, that we need to remove. And then it's attached to the regulator assembly that goes up, over, and then back down. And there's some screws that hold things in place. I think this is one of them here. Where else? We've got maybe another one, maybe these two. Then it comes down, and maybe it's these two. I'll take the new regulator out of the box, and we can use that as reference as we go. Here's the new regulator. Let's take it out of the bag. And it goes this direction in the truck. So what we've got is two mounting screws here, two there, one here, and one here. Let's take a look at the truck. All right, those two first mounting screws I pointed out are here. Here's the other two up at the top, the one at the bottom of the motor, and that is the one at the top of the motor. So first things first, we've got to get this bracing out of the way. I'm going to undo these two Phillips screws, this Phillips screw, this one here, this one, and also undo this screw here, that this bolt that holds the top bracket of the motor. And we'll take these two braces off and go from there. A little helper Aiden is going to help with these screws. There you go, good job. What?
It's not coming.
Uh-oh. You want me to get him started? All right, you got him now, Mr. Aiden?
Mm-hmm.
So notice these two bottom screws, Aiden, are different than the top four. So let's keep these bottom ones with this bottom bracket, all right?
Okay. Good spot to store them. Hold on. Okay, keep going. You're good.
So this one has one more screw in the middle that holds it to the bracket of the window regulator. So that one's a Torx screw. You see? It's a star shape. Yep. There you go. You got your tools. See which Torx it is? You got it?
All right. Get it? I'll be doing my hand now.
So now,
This.
nope. So this screw holds the bottom of this bracket. These two hold the bottom of this thing. And these two right here hold the top of this bracket here.
Okay.
So hang on. You got to pick where you're going to start.
The top.
The top, all right. So the other thing we need to check is, how does this piece of glass attach to this whole contraption, right? Let's go check the new one and see where the glass attaches to it. So let's check this out. This is the inside, so this would go towards the inside of the door. Let's flip it around. Come here, Aiden. So you see it's got this zipper type cord that runs across. And then this right here has a bushing there. It's attached to this bracket that has 2 holes, and it gets pulled up through that and then down through it. So this is probably what attaches to the glass. Do you see it, Aiden?
Yeah, it's right here.
Right there? Right there. Looks like our mechanic already disconnected it, like he said he did. It's this guy right here, right there. It's that 1 bolt hole here, and then 1 bolt hole on this side. And if we look all the way up, it's hard to see on the video, but there's the bracket that attaches to it. So we're good. The glass is not attached. What we're going to do before we remove these, because we have to remove those vice grips, right? That's the only thing holding the glass up. These vice grips right here. Do you see it? So we're gonna have to remove that in order to take this assembly out. But if we remove it, the glass is gonna fall. So how do you think we keep the glass up? What's a good way?
I can hold it.
No, you don't wanna hold it. So what we're gonna go do is get some painter's tape. You know, painter's tape that doesn't damage. Yep. And we're gonna put it from the inside to the outside, maybe in 4 spots to hold the glass up. All right, let's go grab some. Good job, Aiden. Let me help you. There you go. Okay. It's okay. It doesn't need to be pretty. Can you rip that? There you go. Do it in about 3 more spots, maybe 4. You've got somebody to hold the glass, you can do that, obviously. But if you don't have somebody to hold the glass, this is a really good way to do it without damaging your paint. You got it? All right, now let's take the vice grips off. All right, let's get them off. There we go. And the glass stayed up. So now we got what? 1 more screw and 2 more screws? That's it?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have an electric plug somewhere down there. It's right under there. We'll take that off afterwards.
Getting kind of wobbly.
Figured it out here. There's this bracket here on the back where those 2 bolts go, and there's a piece of sheet metal here on the inside of the door. So we have to take this, push it outwards and behind that to wiggle it. And what I'm gonna do is take this entire assembly, tilt it over. Let's see. There we go. Tilting over. There's a wire loom right here. Make sure you don't pinch that. I'm gonna push that over. Put the wire loom down. And you can see this black rubber hose here that goes into a hole in the door, and it curls under here. So make sure you take that out, and when you're putting the new one in, you want to make sure that goes in the same direction as well. Let's continue tilting this. All right. So now we've got access to this connector at the bottom. I'm going to push the tab and take the connector out. All right, we've got that out of the way. Just for safety, I'm going to pull it out and leave it here so it doesn't get pinched. Now, should be able to continue pulling this hose out. Now that that's all out, should be able to get this out. There we go, just like that. Now we're gonna get the new one and put it in the same direction. So here's the new one, and we're gonna put it in the same direction. So I'm gonna tilt it over on its side, put it in that way, and once I get it back there, put this hose down through the hole and rotate it like this, gently, making sure I'm not binding up on anything, and then get it to the point where it's stable. Make sure I route this wiring loom right up above right here to pass through, and then make sure everything lines up as far as the bolt holes up here, down here, and then these 2, and then we should be able to bolt it in. Before I put this in at all, what I want to do is make sure that this connector fits the connector off of the motor. If you'll notice, this one has a pigtail coming off of it and the old one did not. It's a little bit different. That's okay. as long as it functions. So we've got the right shape for the connector. There we go. It does fit. And real quickly, what I'm going to do is turn the key and make sure this operates up and down with the window switch, and then we'll get to assembling it.
Okay, here it goes. We're ready.
Does it work?
Yeah.
All right, let's put it on. I had to take it out once more and do it again because I had this whole bar on the outside of the bracket that's at the bottom of the window. So I had to push it back out and then bring it back up gently and make sure this entire assembly was on the inside between this piece of sheet metal and the bracket at the bottom of the window. So now it's in position. Bolt holes seem to line up where they need to go. I'm going to get everything loosely reassembled. Don't tighten any of the bolts until you've got everything actually bolted on, and then you can go back and tighten the bolts once everything is lined up. All right, I've got this bolt started, these two started, and these two started. Now we've got all those bolts tight. We've got the two Phillips on this crossbar, the Torx bolt right here, down here, these two, and these two. That's the bracket on the new window regulator. And we've got to take the tape off of the window, allow it to come down, and then the bracket with the at the bottom of the window needs to line up with this, and then we need to bolt those two together. Now we've got these bolts in this bracket and attached to the bracket that comes off the metal frame at the bottom of the glass. So that's all done. Before I reassemble any of the door panel and the lock assembly and all of that, I'm going to roll the window all the way down, all the way back up, make sure it works correctly, doesn't bind up on anything, and then we should be good to go to get it put back together. All right, there's the window switch. Yep, my key's on. Wow, really fast too. Let's see if it goes up. Awesome.